The only thing you need to do is do what he said so you can get the results of what he said. Read on.
Verse 4. Lift up thine eyes round about.
Read it one more time.
Lift up thine eyes round about.
What did God say? He said, when your light come, when you speaking that same thing, when the glory of the Lord is risen upon you and you know that you Israelites, and your light is shining when the glory can be seen on you, then start looking around you. When you start to look around you, you're going to start to notice. You're going to start to notice the results of God bringing back Israelites. The results of God bringing back Israelites is a whole lot more Israelites coming in behind them. Lift up your eyes round about you. Read on.
And see.
And what?
And see.
That means you literally can see it. I can see it. I see it. I know. Listen, I know a fraction of the number is hundreds of thousands. The people that haven't contacted me, I have no idea how many people that is. I have no idea. But I see it. Read on.
All they gather themselves together. They come to thee.
Come on.
Thy son shall come from far.
Read on.
And thy daughters.
And what?
Thy daughters.
And what?
Thy daughters
Read on.
shall be nursed at thy side.
Read on.
Then thou shalt see and flow together.
Read on.
And thine heart shall fear.
Read on.
And be enlarged.
Yeah, it's going to be so much blessings that you're going to start to be afraid. Something is wrong. Read on.
Because the abundance of the sea.
Because of what?
The abundance of the sea.
Read on.
Shall be converted unto thee.
The Lord said this is the beginning of a takeover. What you seeing happening is the beginning of global dominance. What you're going to see this turn into is a nation of people that shook up the world. And the scriptures tell us that he's going to reign forever, which means none of these kingdoms are getting back into power. Now read Revelation chapter 11, verse 11, and chapter 19, verses 11 and 12. Read that for me.
And I saw heaven open.
Read on.
And behold, a white horse.
Come on.
And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Read on.
And in righteousness.
And in what?
In righteousness.
Read on.
He doeth judge.
He did what?
Judge.
Read on.
And made war.
And made what?
War.
Read on.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Read on.
And on his head were many crowns.
On his head was what?
Many crowns.
Why did Christ have so many crowns on his head? Because the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of Christ. He took their crowns and he put it on his head. Now we find out in the book of Revelations, or the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, that he's going to be taking those crowns off his head and putting it on Israelites. So he's taking the position of power from the nations and from his own hand. He's giving it to the nation of Israel. Back to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Back to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. Let's read the 15th verse all the way down one more time. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 15.
But the righteous live forevermore.
Come on.
Their reward also is with the Lord.
Their reward also is with who?
The Lord.
Come on.
And the care of them is with the Most High.
Who's caring for them?
The Most High.
Who is God caring for, everybody? Huh? Who is God caring for? Yeah, God only caring about the righteous. If you want to see the care of the Lord, be righteous. Read on.
Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom.
Come on.
And a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand.
Come on.
For with his right hand shall he cover them.
Come on.
And with his arm shall he protect them.
Read on.
He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor.
Come on.
And make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies.
Come on.
He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield.
Come on.
His severe wrath.
Read that one more time.
His severe wrath.
Read on.
Shall he sharpen for a sword.
Yeah, the Lord going to take his severe wrath for a sword. Read on.
And the world shall fight with him.
Read on.
Against the unwise.
Okay, the world going to fight with him, meaning they're going to be in a fight with him. It's talking about all the nations of this world going to be in a fight with him. Do everybody understand that? And they're going to be unwise because they ain't going to realize that they're headed towards their destruction. When you read the book of 2 Ezra chapter 13, we notice exactly how it's going down. That all nations came out, they was afraid, but they still fought. Read on.
Verse 21.
We know that world that's with him is not talking about, because I want to clear your mind up. It's not talking about Israel being with him, nobody being with him, because according to other scriptures, the scripture says, of the people, there was none with him. That the Lord alone did this thing by himself. Everybody know that, right? So we know that's talking about the world fighting against him. And they are unwise to take that position. Read on.
Verse 21.
Come on.
Then shall the right aiming thunderbolt.
Read it one more time.
Then shall the right aiming thunderbolt.
Come on.
Go abroad.
Come on.
And from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to the mark.
Come on.
And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast as out of a stone bow. And the water of the sea shall rage against them.
Come on.
And the flood shall cruelly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth.
Read it one more time.
Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth.
Meaning sin is going to be the reason why God brings judgment to this whole earth and lay it waste. Read on.
And ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty.
And because everybody that's in power and in their rulerships and their kingdoms, they're not dealing right. Why do you think the Bible said the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of Christ? None of them dealt right. If Israel didn't make it and got judged by God because we wasn't righteous, how much more these nations? What nation is following God? Like I said, people that want to argue about the Gentiles, all you got to do is ask them, what nation are you referring to? What nation is following God? Is it China? Is it the Arabs? Is it Africa? Which nation is following God? None of them. When you go back to the Bible, that's how the prophets spoke. The Lord told God, Ezra told God, when you search the whole earth, you're going to find out that Israel by name has been the only nation that kept thy precepts. Only Israel. None of the heathen have ever kept your precepts. So now God is bringing judgment on the heathen. What Ezra was talking about, he was talking about why the nation's in power and Israel is underneath him. What God explained to him, when you actually look at that chapter, actually we're going to finish it with that parable. Let's go to the book of 2 Ezra. Let me find that parable. Let's go to the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 4. 2 Ezra, chapter 4. And let's read the 13th verse. 2 Ezra, chapter 4, verse 13. Read that.
He answered me and said, I went into a forest, into a plain, and the trees took counsel.
Just so we can get an idea, look at verse 11. Give me verse 11 and look at that.
How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest?
Meaning, don't try to understand every detail of how God is going to do this. Some people are trying to get every detail on how God going to do what he going to do. You can't, listen, God, you ain't going to understand the Lord like that. Does everybody understand that? Your vessel, what the angel is telling them is your body